that, but like Jesus Christ, it's like right now the UFC is like so bad at it because they're just fucking they're drowning in this shit. It's like that's honestly what got me a little bit away from wrestling too.
Yeah,
you know,
talk shit.
Yeah, this all the fucking heated right. You know, it's like okay, can we get to the match finally?
That's why, you know, like we were saying earlier, like Japan is great for that because I mean there might be like. Even New Japan has like their background, like where they're saying stuff, but it's not like overboard like where you have nowadays in WWE, where it's like, you know, all right,
it's practically most of the show.
Yeah. That's what I like about SmackDown. SmackDown is a lot less that. It's more condensed. It's more.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your 4 or 5 matches in the fucking 2 hours.
Right.
There might be a couple promos here and there, but they're short. They're not. Yeah. They're short and sweet. They're not like. 20 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to
another
beat your
promo,
ass.
and then another promo, and then another promo.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a match.
Yeah.
Another promo, another promo.
Yeah. So that's my issue with WWE. But that's what I like about New Japan. It's more, and it's usually after the match. They usually have a match, and then, you know, there'll be like an interview after, where the guy will be like, yeah, blah blah blah. He's a great competitor, yada yada.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why I like, you know, it's like
because I mean, Japan's is more concerned about the sport,
yeah.
you know, and watching the performance, you know, where but the whole what Fedor even said, it's like, man, that's what it should really even be about.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the whole disrespect. I mean, like the respect for your opponent. Yeah, a little bit, but my more thing on it, and I'm not even saying for your words correct, but my more thing too is like have respect for your fucking self.
I think that's part of the other thing he said.
That's probably It makes sense, but like really, that's the it too. Like, is if you have respect for yourself, you don't need to talk shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna talk shit about a person I haven't even met before who actually done me no real offense?
Yeah.
You know. I got respect in my own ability and stuff. That's why, like, what's it called? When it was a line that Randy said, you know, when he was here last time, and he was talking about like Connor and stuff like that, and it just reminded me of a samurai fable, not just a samurai saying, but this is saying in general, man. And I kind of really do live by it. If you're truly that confident in yourself, you don't need to badmouth anybody else.
No.
You know? It really comes down to that. Like, why do I need to badmouth you if I really am confident about you, about my ability? I don't need to get in your head and piss you off and stuff like that. I'm gonna beat you anyway.
Yeah.
So why talk shit? You know. And if that's just how I always felt about fighting in general. If I am mad, and we actually get to throw down the knuckles and stuff like that, I don't need to talk shit anymore because I get to put my hands on you finally.
Yeah.
So who cares? I let my hands do the talking. You know. Or draw publicity. People love that shit. At the end of the day, like, you know, I said at the beginning of my fight career and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't fight for the fans. I fight for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate, you know, when people show up to my fights and show me some sort of support and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not doing it for the attention. I'm doing it for myself. I like to fight. I like to throw knuckles. I like to perform in a ring. You know, I like to work my craft. You know, that I dedicated myself to. It has nothing to do with the people and shit like that. You know, nowadays as a pro, it's a little convenient that I get to do it at times to get paid to do something I love. You know, but you give a fuck less about fans and shit. I mean, yeah. No, but like, you know, because if I cared about the fans, honestly, for one, I wouldn't be fighting all the way on buttfuck Egypt. I'd be staying around in my hometown. You know. I wouldn't have gone pro either. You know, I would because like I had an idea, like, honestly, when I went pro, that I wasn't gonna have any fights in Rockford at all. You know, anymore because we don't put on pro fights here.
Yeah.
You know, so I already knew that off the get go. You know what? Goodbye Rockford, and even like that, when I was amateur, I didn't have too many fights around here anyway.
No.
So, so fan following, yeah, I really don't. I think I have one, but. It's not like it, you know. I don't know. Who cares? But yeah. Anyway. No, but what was it? There was a question about UFC. Now I just wanted to get the Fedor thing. I mean, the CroCop thing out of the way because I wanted to talk about that.
What the fuck were we talking about? Well, we weren't really going to dive too much into 207.
Oh no, because it had something to do with the with them making the 45 division.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, thank you. So, I was watching a special thing on Cyborg where they were like doing a whole thing on her trying to cut weight for her last fight. Where I think it was like 140 or like 130.
Yeah, she did a catch weight at 140 and almost damn near killed her.
Exactly, because she had to cut like 25 pounds within like the last week.
Yep.
And they did like a thing like, you know, certain percentage of where you should be at your weight-wise be week before your fight.
Yeah.
And she was like almost triple that.
Yep.
And so like she had to cut shitloads of weight. And like you watch this poor girl fucking go through all kinds of fucking shit. She's crying.
It's fucking hell.
Fucking shivering. She's fucking you know, going through hell, like you said. And it's like, god damn. And then, it's a fucking UFC fucking pieces of shit. Shortly after this fight, like a month or two after this fight happens, we're going to start a 145 division, and we want you to fight in it.
Yeah.
And she can't because she's fucking still recovering from the last fight.
Yeah.
From all the weight cut. And it's like, why didn't you just do that before this fight? And I understand that maybe because they didn't think they had enough 145-pound fighters, but you also brought a point up saying that there's other areas that they could look at to go outside of to bring more fighters in.
Yeah.
You know, I know like Holly Holm is going to jump up to 145.
Yeah.
I can't remember who else is fighting Holly, but they're jumping up to 145.
No, because Holly Holm honestly does fight at 45.
Does she? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's probably good for her in some sense.
Yeah.
It's going to be more of a natural weight for her probably to make. I don't know about the other lady that's fighting.
No, what's it called? Like, UFC there's really not much, but like the 45, the women's 145 division. Honestly, there's a lot of competitors in there. Yeah. You know, I remember even seeing, because I know what's it called. You asked about it, and I remember even seeing that prior to Cyborg coming in. But there was like some thoughts like, why don't they have a 45 division?
Yeah.
And then Dana's releasing a statement like there's not enough 45 or women's women competing in 45 for us to have an interest, which was like, no, that's total bullshit. Yeah. There is, you know, because prior to Cyborg, and we're talking some years back, but who was the star before Cyborg dethroned her and shit like that? It's fucking Gina Carano.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Gina fight. Yeah, Gina
talked her up. You know.
Yeah.
She was like the pre-Ronda in some sense.
Yeah, and what's it called? Like she was able to back it up and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and she wasn't. Strong fighters. Just in the end, like you know, Cyborg was just a bit more. Yeah.
Her ass.
Yeah. But you know that was it. It's like you know I only use that as an example because at that time they did not fall short of getting Gina fights, and not just Gina, anybody in that weight division. What's it called? Julie Kinsey, not Julie Kinsey. I think that's a different sport. I forgot, or maybe I am right. I can't fucking remember her name though. But like, she fought Gina, and she started to become a star. I forgot her damn name. I think it was Julie Kinsey. Either way, they got her fights. Everybody in that weight division had fights. Cyborg got fucking fights, fights galore. Gina had fights galore. Yeah. She wasn't like they were just fighting each other like nonstop. Yeah. Nah, they had plenty of people to go around and get them fights for and shit like that. Plenty of legit 145 females fighting in that weight division. They had plenty of females to fight in that division. In some sense, like Cyborg has even gone and said it in past interviews is because she's not blue hair and she's not a blue hair blonde cute white girl. Honestly, I believe it. I do believe it. She's not a cutesy wootsy little tiny white girl chick. She's a fucking big Merly beast.
She's scary.
Yeah, she's scary. Exactly. That's fine though. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and debate like, oh, she doesn't steroids. You know what? They all practically a lot of them do steroids nowadays. I mean, like what's it called? Even like a lot of the females that do look like fucking females and shit like that, or what people say a female should look like, fucking do steroids. You know, in a steroid of some shape or form and stuff like that. So,
I guess here's my question to you. Do you think because of what happened to Rhonda, not this last time, but the prior time with Holly, do you think that opened the door for them to say, okay, we do need a star on the women's side? Because, I mean, first of all, it seemed like it was going to be Holly, then all that happened. Now it's Amanda is the champ.
Even like that, but even like that, we'll see if they even promote her. You know, if they just do something like they did with Jose too, and they just like keep running the opponent after opponent after opponent, not giving her any sufficient time to rest until like she has no choice but to get dethroned.
I guess what I'm asking is, from name perspective, people know who Cyborg is in the MMA world. Yeah, and even probably outside of the MMA world, they know who Cyborg is. Because of that, do you think they created the 145 belt with that in mind?
To say like they're gonna try and make Cyborg the star of it, no,
okay.
Because of the fact that like if that was their intention when they announced it, they would have been like, well, we'll give you more time to recover.
That's true.
Instead of this going on, well, we got plenty of females. Yeah. Oh, we're just gonna make fuck you, Cyborg. You know, because that's the real deal. Fuck you. I'll say this is why they made the 45 division, because of all the bad heat they caught from Cyborg and her star power.
Or probably from all the weight cuts and shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But mainly because Cyborg was so publicly announced this so much, it put a lot of bad heat on UFC. They had no choice. Yeah. You know what? Well, and then like because of that, a lot of even athletic commissions start looking more into the into the weight cutting and everything like that. So we're like, and they started getting bad heat about it. They were like, we're making a new division for the women.
Yeah.
That's to try
145. You want to fight for it?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Just to get some bad publicity off of them. Yeah. Because I mean, what's it called? Because of Cyborg's star power, mainly because they were under attack for the weight cuts for a minute anyway.
Oh yeah.
But because of Cyborg's star power, then they got really heavily under attack. So they did it as a
to shut her up
as almost. A PC, not her up. As a PC ploy.
To shut.
Oh no, they shut people up. They shut the reporters up. You know, that's why they did it.
That makes a lot of sense now. Because
like I said, if it was this for star power, nah. If they were looking to have Cyborg as their next star, they'd wait for Cyborg. They'd still go on with the 45 division, but they wouldn't crown a champion until Cyborg came back.
Yeah.
You know. Instead, they're no. We got plenty. It's like, okay, first you said there wasn't enough women to even have an interest, the fucking interest, the 45 division. Now all of a sudden there's a bunch of women. Nah, that makes no sense. And now you have a belt, and you need that announcing.
Now you just came up with a belt.
Yeah, because like, we can't wait for Cyborg because we have a shitload of women that are begging to fucking go for this fight, and we need to crown a champion. Yeah, come on, man, nigga. I wasn't born yesterday. You can feed that shit to all the other idiots, but you know what I'm saying? That's how I'd even be saying. That's why I would even say as Cyborg too. I mean, like, motherfucker, I wasn't born yesterday. You lying sons of bitches.
Dana, you shady motherfucker.
Yeah, shady ass fucking cunts. I swear, man. Nah, they've been under a lot of fucking heat, man, because of favoritisms and just shitty. You know, honestly, as much as we want to say shitty fucking business. Mm-hmm. You know, look how they treat their past stars and shit, man. They treat fucking Anderson Silva like shit, like he never did anything.
Chuck Liddell and who else did they fire? Matt Hughes, I think was.
Yeah.
Matt Hughes and Chuck Liddell. So it's like, dude, these are fucking like you fucking built your goddamn company. These aren't
just nobody. These aren't just nobodies or like never heard of and stuff. These are the stars of your fucking company. You know, and you didn't treat them like shit. No pensions, no nothing, no whatsoever. I mean, like, yeah, one could argue that it was bad business from their ends, too. But you know what? At the same time, too, it's like, you know, why don't you have some respect for the motherfuckers, like you said, that built your fucking goddamn company? Yeah. You know? These motherfuckers took a pay cut when the fucking industry wasn't making shit.
Yeah.
just to fucking help the whole sport as a whole grow.
Yeah.
You know, and more so help the UFC grow to what it is today.
I mean, Matt Hughes and fucking Chuck Liddell. And you think about, look how
them niggas was fighting on the paper on UFC when UFC got fucking struck from the pay-per-view.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like I said too, they did something noble as shit. Like ask any fighter.